Hey folks, welcome back to the Beer Wrench Garage, and today we have a little problem with this girl here. So the problem is none of our fobs work. Doesn't lock, doesn't unlock. That's one and two. And so I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, change the battery out and go ahead and get the car running. Or, hey, you gotta sometimes reprogram the fob to the car. Well, not that simple. Let me explain. So if you recall, I picked this up as a project car, and I'm slowly but surely going through the little bits and pieces that it is needing to get done. As you can see, we got some new wheels on there. We got rid of the airbag suspension and got coilovers on, so that part's pretty good for now. We had an issue with the AC, we took care of that, recharged the system, but I can't get the doggone key fobs to work. And at first I thought it was one of those issues where once you disconnect the battery on an Audi, you have to reprogram the key fobs. Pretty simple process, but it turned out it's not that. So the next thing I did is I did some research, and a lot of times these things have a module. A lot of times these things have a module called the J429 module, I believe. This module controls the function, or one of the things that it controls is the function of the key fobs. And it's kind of a common thing for this generation of car for these to go bad. And so what I did is my initial suspicion was this had gone bad, and I hooked up the VCDS, the VAGCOM, and did a diagnostic scan, and didn't come back with any codes for the gosh, I forget what group number it is that this falls under, the central locking module. So I, for the moment, ruled that out, because if that had failed, it would probably throw some VCDS codes and manifest itself in some other kind of symptoms. So we're going to go ahead and come back and concentrate on the key fobs. Now, the funny thing is, I tried the basic procedure to program key fobs. What happens with this generation of Audis, at least for the A4s of this era, when you disconnect the battery and then reconnect it, the key fobs lose their their function, and you kind of have to do a simple programming procedure. So I figured that was what the issue was with this car. I did that, it didn't work. Let's take these apart and see what we find internally and what condition the batteries are in. All right, so let's pull these apart real quick and take a look at the batteries. And, all right. All right. So we get a 3-volt battery that looks incredibly crusty. And this might be a clue to our problem. We have nasty looking electronics in there. So let's see what this one looks like. All right, not too bad. This actually looks pretty good. Easy way, or convenient way to kind of test these is if you get your voltmeter. So easy way to test these is if you hold the battery in your finger and put one probe on one side and the other probe on the other. If you look down here to the voltmeter, it's got 2.8 volts. It's a 3-volt battery, so it's probably good. That one's probably good. This one, it's at 0.33 volts. So this one is definitely not bad this one is definitely not good, as you can probably tell by the nasty corrosion. But we're definitely going to have to do something about this. So certainly it won't hurt us to replace the batteries, but we have to do something about this. there's a very good chance that this thing has the battery corroded and discharged and somehow is interfering with the function of this little circuit. So we know this looks crusty. What we'll go ahead and do is get some electrical contact cleaner, a cheap toothbrush, and a set of new batteries. And what we'll go ahead and do is spray the bejesus out of our component. Little compressed air. A little bit more contact cleaner. Okay. So the good one and the bad one kind of look similar, but let's get a little bit more. So that looks a lot better. But as you can still see, well, maybe you can, but right there on that chip, there's still some like, so this is a good one. You see how the little legs on the chips, well, I don't think you can see it perfectly, but the little legs on the chips are nice and shiny. And over here, still have corrosion on them. So keep working at it a little bit. All right, so there was really this one nasty section over here. I don't think you can see it, but suffice it to say, I spent some decent amount of time to try to get it as good as I can. It just, I don't know if it's going to be perfect ever. So we'll try to, we've done what we can with it. Let's see if that was enough. We'll do the backing plate for the battery as well. All right, so we've cleaned this up as really best as we can with given the circumstances. And then same thing for the backing plate. For good measure, we'll go ahead and put a couple pair of new batteries in. And then try the programming procedure again and see if we have any luck. Otherwise, then it'll be kind of back to square one if that doesn't work, which I'm not super optimistic about it. But again, this is, you know, something we have to do to rule out other things. All right, so that's in there. And then I believe that goes like that. Okay. All right, so we're going to go out to the car and try the programming method and see if the programming takes. So, all right, cross our fingers. All right, folks, so for these particular cars, it's like the C5 generation Allroad and A6, I think it's like, I don't know, 99 to 05, somewhere around there. There's a specific way to do this. It took me a little bit to figure this out. I think I've got it thanks to some folks actually on the Facebook groups, on the 2.7 Audi Facebook groups. When I start the car, or when I put the accessories on, you're gonna hear like a buzzing. That's just the leftover air compressor for the air suspension, which I haven't removed yet, but it's one of the things on the list we're gonna do. Anyway, you got two keys, okay? So the way it works is the one that you want to be programmed, you can insert into the car door. The one that you want to be the not programmed is gonna go into the ignition and go into the accessory on. And then the car, once you manually lock the one in the door,
the car is going to allow you up to five slots to program the keys. And so in this case, we're only going to assign 2 keys. So you hit unlock, and that assigns a key to 1. You hit unlock once and it assigns a key to the first spot. Then you wait 5 seconds and you hit unlock again, and that should take it. So if you want to do it, assign the key to the second spot, then you would hit unlock twice, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. So let's give that a try and see how that works. All right, so we'll use this as a base, and we're going to use this as the number 1 key. All right, accessories on. Manually lock the door. Hit the button, and then wait 5 seconds, and hit the unlock button again. And that should program this as key number 1. Let's see if it does. Yep. All right. What a big, you know, that's a little win here. Okay, not a big little win. That's a nice win in a project car. Now I got functioning key fob. So just to reiterate, we made this one as 1. We're gonna make this 2. So let's see if it works for, it'll be two squeezes on the unlock key, or the unlock button. So this guy goes, number 1 goes into ignition. Number 2 will lock the door, and then we'll do 1, 2, 1,000. Okay. All right. All right, so both fobs work. That's so awesome. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, you learned something, give me a thumbs up, and be sure to check out other videos, and go ahead and subscribe, please. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next video.